You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Geek.Nerd Tech, featuring a weekly roundup of tech news and gossip. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Geek.Nerd Tech.
Yeah. Check. Am I up? I think I am. Welcome. That's cool. You're cool there. Welcome to Geek.Nerd Tech. Time keep on slipping.
You gotta at least come in with the same key.
Knick-knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Yo, don't give him nothing but a microphone.
You gotta
Don't
pace
stop.
yourself, bruh.
I ain't finished yet.
Pace
You
yourself.
Say I'm not the Braz. You wanna make a bet? Remember this.
Oh.
Lounge you in the danger zone.
We just
What?
lost 3 followers, 4
We're
followers,
live. We're
5
live.
followers.
Streaming live. Welcome to Geek Nerd Tech. I'm Joe Braswell, joined as always by my man Akili Shine. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm a year older.
You
and
are a
I'm-
year older.
And I'm feeling 20 years younger.
That's right.
And what about you, brother? It's B-Day today for you, brother.
It might be my birthday today. It might be my birthday.
Okay.
The big 32. 32 is a good year. Because what are you, 34?
I am the big 3-5, sir.
35, that's
Yeah,
right.
35 and all the way live.
35 and live. I'm 34 and 32 and I don't know. I got no rhymes. This is our birthday week, the GOAT week. Both Akili and I have birthdays. Mine's today. His was Wednesday. We're very excited to be here. And I don't know.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow, that's an amazing drop.
Phil, that's Phil singing live, actually.
Oh. Great tone.
I thought that was Alexis, but Alexis is not here. She's on a little of the weather.
We hope you get better, baby girl.
Yes, and but we do have Phil in the booth. Thank you very much, Phil, for that birthday drop. That was lovely.
No problem.
All right, let's get into this. So, what should we talk about today? Verizon. Verizon has this new thing called Verizon Vehicle.
Wow.
Which are launching. Which it's kind of like I'm surprised no one's done this sooner. Why no providers have done this sooner? It's like their proprietary OnStar, essentially.
Exactly.
But what they've done is the technology is such that they've made this device and you can put it in any vehicle, as this article says, even your crappy 91 car. You can slap that on the dash and make it. But what's cool about this is it actually supposedly taps into your car's diagnostics as well, so it can tell you what's happening with your car.
Right.
And not just, where's OnStar. Well, it actually works the same way as OnStar, but it works for any car.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's for the consumer that can't afford like a higher end car or luxury car that has the technology, and I think it's good because it levels the playing field for those that want that type of technology in their vehicle,
Right.
and I think it also. It adds a bit of clarity to maybe the lady who doesn't have the automotive understanding when she wants to take her car in, and maybe she can be swindled or hustled by
Right.
a
Mechanic.
technician or a
They mentioned
mechanic.
that.
So this device kind of like provides those analytics that we tend to talk about on the show a lot for your car. And I think that's kind of cool. And the price point is not much of an investment, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's $15 a month. It'll be good in my Yugo or my Pinto. No, it's I don't know. We'll see if it catches on. We'll see if other providers.
I won't be getting one.
Well, you've already got the Fisker. What are you driving nowadays?
I'm actually
the Tesla.
No. We covered it last week, my brother.
Oh.
The drivable Mercedes
Oh,
Benz.
that's right. That's right. You're on the drivable Mercedes. I'm sorry. So yes, you won't be needing that because you are dialed in at the highest levels of technology.
Exactly.
When it comes to your automotive situation. Okay. Well, we'll see.
However, it's interesting that Verizon is taking this leadership and doing this. I would assume it would come from a different company, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Verizon is pretty progressive when it comes to wasn't Verizon the first to come up with the portable internet, or was that AT&T? I think they're the first. Like, they're very progressive, with all that stuff and with all their and they're also Verizon's also very progressive with the hardware. The people have tablets. They've got, they carry tablets in the store. They carry laptops in the store. They carry, the internet, portable internets in store. So, I mean, this is just an extension as to what they're already kind of doing, I think.
Hey. Man, well, yeah. Hopefully it'll succeed.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right, next story, which I like a lot, is about, Obama and the White House are talking about really getting behind this whole initiative for cities who want to be in control of their own internet speeds. Because, actually, we talked about this a lot. You go to other countries, Japan in particular, the UK in particular,
South Korea,
China to some extent. Like these companies are wired. I mean, double, triple, sometimes triple the internet speed that we have here. Like we're not even on the their broadband speed. These guys were a long time ago streaming video, having video chat. We've been slowed here by this regulation that says that only we have to go with the internet speed provided by our local cable or local telecommunications people.
Right.
And what that's done is they backed it way down, slowed it way down. Internet's been slow forever.
Yeah.
Some towns have already been trying to sort of put their own internet in, like even like Chattanooga in Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee was really like in the forefront of all places of really wiring their city, like way before Google with fiber came through. They were already doing fiber optics wiring, and then we're kind of like shut down, saying like you can't do this. So their city's ready to go. There's other cities that are willing to spend money. I think Dallas is one, North Carolina, Lafayette. Like they're ready to just wire their city at the highest levels and the highest speed, but we're blocked by our government. So. But now they're saying that that's not.
I mean, I feel it's it's a varied argument with this. I mean, as of right now, the broadcast, the broadband and internet business is privatized. It's, like as you spelled out, major companies, corporate America controls it, and I think it is a huge lag as it relates to us competing with other countries. Like we're far behind, and you would think that we would be more advanced, being that the technology originated from here. Right. But I think because of the infrastructure, when you're in the position where you can see someone build something and then you can innovate from there, you're in a better seat to create a infrastructure that allows for better speeds, as in this case. For us here, it would be like reconfiguring the whole infrastructure, and I think that's the first point. The second one, I think, for people that live in the city versus people that live in rural areas, the people that are living in rural areas are the people that are really being affected by it, because they don't have
very much so
as many outlets or companies to be able to have that speed. And so you talk about the information economy and giving a meritocracy to everyone to have access to information. Like they need to have access to fast internet. And so I think that's what the argument is. If a private company isn't providing that for them, then that city or that township should be able to provide it for themselves so that they can get that information. So
yeah, no, I agree. And especially like in these rural areas, like you talked about, you don't have, here in LA, we have multiple choices. Like, where you going to go? AT&T, you're going to go, DirecTV, you're going to go Time Warner, Dish Network. Like some of the rural areas, it's kind of, that's it. You get one choice.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But I think the thing with the story is that Obama is agreeing with, he's taking the side with the consumer.
Right.
He wants the consumer to be able to have the access and have the high speeds. And so if that means, hey, corporate Time Warner, that you won't be able to have access to the city, well.
So where does that fall along the lines of sort of like this in general, deregulation in general? I mean, does this seem like a deregulation move, or is this just like lifting these? Because everyone wants, deregulation, but like in this case, these rules are set in place so that, these rules are allegedly put in place to protect the corporations, right?
Yeah, they protect the corporations.
So in this case, it's like if we say it's all opened up, cities can do what they want, and therefore the corporations will have to figure out their way around what their plan is per city.
I think that's a good thing, because it provides a platform, or it provides a space where now these companies have to innovate.
Yeah.
So hey, Time Warner, why should this city use you versus use our own stuff?
Right.
Well, give us something that's more advanced. Give us something that's different than what we have. And I think that's a good thing, because it propels the innovation.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's almost like the time when I don't know what the law was, but when I guess broadcast digital It said you can't have the bunny ears anymore. You can't have the antenna.
Right.
You have to cross over.
You have to go from standard def to HD.
Right.
Everything's going to be in HD. That's what it is.
I feel this is very similar. It's like a mandate where, okay, well, if Time Warner isn't giving us the high speeds, then we can provide it for ourselves. I think it's very similar to that.
Makes sense. And then we'll see how this fits in the whole net neutrality debate as well, too, because this is, anyway, it's very interesting. Moving on, also, this other story which I love is this is my nightmare, by the way. This is my nightmare come true. So the Navy has developed this new sort of bio drone. It's called the GhostSwimmer, and it looks a lot like a shark. In fact, it's based on a shark. Using this new technology they're calling
biomimicry.
Biomimicry, yes. Yeah. Which is very, very cool, and that because it basically trying to take, it's an idea of taking what's found in nature, utilizing how that thing in nature adapts to its surroundings, and what is the best at that, and then building something like that. And obviously, sharks don't sleep; they swim forever. Man. So to find something that moves and operates like a shark,
it's crazy. This thing can dive down to 300 feet. Or it could even float in 10 inches of water, like the robo-fish, and they call it the robo-fish.
Right.
And the stealth capabilities, and so they would use it obviously for surveillance and intelligence. Right. And it's kind of scary because not only do they have sharks, they have cheetahs, they have a cockroach version.
They don't have a cheetah.
They do have a cheetah. Look it up. They have a cheetah.
They have a cheetah?
I forgot what it's called, but they have a cheetah.
This is on some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare stuff.
Yeah, they have they have like a gecko type of thing.
Oh wow!
And like I said, they have a cockroach that can move. I want to say maybe 7 feet per second. It's super fast.
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
You got to look it up.
I do not know about the cockroach.
It's a cockroach, man.
I do.
Cockroach
Wow.
drone. Cockroach drone. It's got cameras and everything.
That is incredible. That's incredible. So yeah, this is this thing's incredible, and it's surveillance now, but obviously, I'm sure it'll be weaponized at some point. But an army of drone sharks.
This is like something out of the Sci-Fi Channel. This is like one of the movies they would have.
Yeah. Well, it was actually like it's Dr. Evil come to life. But it's like sharks with laser beams. It's my bad Dr. Evil, but yeah, this is it. Laser beam sharks. So. Very cool, but it's interesting to see this sort of biomimicry technology brought to life. And I don't know, like I said, the cockroaches, cheetah. I don't know about this cheetah.
Look it up.
All right.
After this show, do it.
All right.
I have a question for you though. Why do you think this is happening? Why do you think we're having this biomimicry technology where we have drones that are skinned with animal features? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
Well, the obvious reason is because we can. The technology, this is sort of the thought. This is sort of the sort of thing has been talked about and really been dreamed about since the 60s. And they've been trying to do this sort of thing for the last 50 years. And now the technology has finally caught up to our sci-fi mind. In terms of what the uses are for, like the military has got endless amount of money to spend. We have $100 million tanks and $100 million aircraft that we have not even used yet. So there's money to burn. So it makes sense that they would sort of develop technology, new surveillance technology. Our drone technology, as we know, has been really heavily ramped up. So to find more uses for the drone technology outside of just flying above us and bombing it makes sense to me. I'm no military analyst, but
right.
I don't know. Are you suggesting that the times, some of the times we live in? And
no, I think it's. Obviously, when you talk about the militaristic aspect of drones, is obviously to have the surveillance component to it. And so I think. Having these animal themed drones is just like, man, you'll never. It could be anything. It could be a human skin drone next. It can. I think that's just kind of scary. You could be in the ocean and you think it's an animal, but really it's a big it's a big computer. Getting information from you. So,
like I said, the surveillance is one thing, but the weaponization is another. We'll see.
Right.
They just to swim up on you and take you out and swim away.
Man,
that's a whole
that's
other,
wild. That is super wild.
That's a whole other thing. Okay, cool. The next story I want to get into is Uber-nomics, right? This is Uber story.
Uber-nomics.
Uber-nomics. Yeah. So, I mean, basically, first of all, Uber is like, God. I mean, to say Uber has blown up is
It's
an understatement. And I mean, it's really interesting how they're able to not only the growth and proliferation of Uber as a transportation service, but then now taking this almost, I'll call it a network that they've built, and figuring out now that we have this network of people of cars that we control, what else can we do through the service? Delivery was number one. Delivery was first. And then it was shopping is another. Now it's like laundry is another. Booze, like we'll pour other things, and I mean,
Uber has done. They've really, not to cut you off, but they've innovated so much with those things like the Uber Fresh thing, where you can have your favorite meal delivered to you. They even had done like these sponsored programs where you have a Uber ice cream truck for a day, or you can have like a Uber pizza delivered to you. Yeah, like I think that's it's really disruption of traditional ways of doing business, and I think that's what the Uber-nomics is all about. Like the innovation of a new pathway of doing business. Yeah, so. I mean,
I agree. I mean, and both you and I are hopefully working on some stuff with Uber, and like, look, I'm not mad at all. They come under a lot of fire lately in general, but I think it's just really, again, it's sort of the idea of, anytime you create a delivery service or a network, which they've created. And first of all, they're worth about $40 billion, by the way, in a very short amount of time. I mean, that's well under, under 5 years?
It's about 5 years.
5 years, 40 billion? So the growth, the exponential growth of Uber internationally in 5 years is
they're in 53 countries.
It's unprecedented. Are you kidding me? So now you have this network of 53 countries. What can you start pumping through that? How can you sort of revolutionize the way things are delivered, not delivered? And this is sort of that Jeff Bezos Amazon model, for sure, but in a different way. And then with $43 billion, you can really, and at a certain point, they are really phasing out all of their sort of contractors and making everyone employees. So once that really happens, I mean, you can really have your own work. But the next step would be to have your own fleet of cars. Then once that happens, you have your own fleet of cars and trucks, and then at that point, I don't know.
I think that's where we are. We're in a connection economy, where it's about how people connect to product, to brands. And I think you talk about employees, a traditional employee. Now you have to frame yourself as an entrepreneur that works for a brand. And so I think Uber has done a great job of kind of like blurring those traditional lines. I think old money, you have a certain type of management system that's very has a bureaucracy to it. It's slow. Like it's a very pinpointed way of doing things, versus now, like those lines are those boxes are broken. Like people want to be able to innovate quick. They want to be able to communicate and connect with the utmost of speed. And so I think Uber has taken that model and applied it to their system. And I think if you look at economy generally, I think a lot of big companies are going to begin take on this new model of doing business. So
it's as well. There's lots to come, lots more to come. Speaking about sort of new business models in general, I mean, Google Translate, man. Google, we've known about Google Translate. I use it all the time as a function of Google. I use the app, but now they've really taken it to the next level and are adding 2 new features, which are going to be incredible. Now, this is not new technology. This technology of being able to have your camera recognize. I think I have an app that about 2 years ago I downloaded that you can put it up to a different language and it'll convert the language into English or whatever, however you want to do it. So Google has that now. They've got it to support German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish,
French,
right? And then and vice versa, which is fantastic. So, but why this is different is they've created this app that you can download to your phone or your tablet or whatever, and you don't need Wi-Fi to be able to use this translation. So you can really walk around in any city and put your camera up to any signs and read all the signs. More importantly,
and not just Wi-Fi. You don't need a data connection. You don't need.
You don't need
to be. You don't need to be signed up at all.
You can be in airplane mode, whatever, and do that. So which is fantastic. But also they're working on the voice thing too, where that which is coming next, where you can have the have someone talk in Spanish, and it comes up in text or in voice in English, which is on some that's on some Jetsons, that's on some
that's crazy
Star Trek, stuff where like they have the thing in the ear and the alien would be like, yeah. Kirk would be like, he says like that. That's where we are.
Absolutely.
This is big stuff for and Google is like, this is an app and this is what we're doing and it's going to be free.
Of course, it's going to be free, just like Gmail's free, so they can build the network and be able to use us as analytics to sell to advertisers. Of course, it's going to be free, and I think it's dope because again, connection economy is another way that we can make the world smaller. Language is a way to bridge connection, so this is a tool to help bridge relationships. Help facilitate business,
and that's what I say. Business help facilitate business is the big one. I mean, this is I don't know, man. This is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I think it's dope.
Again, I mean, obviously the next logical thing would be, Google Glass or the Google Contacts, And so can you imagine the Google Glass is being able to look at something and read signs? Yeah. Why is that technology
I'm
not
never
here?
lost in the city. I'm never lost in the city.
I mean, but why is that? That technology has to be here already, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's here.
Because if you can do that through there,
the Google Translate is, like you said earlier, it's not new technology. It's just Google has bought out. I think the company, I have it written here, is called WordLens.
Yes, WordLens is the app I had. Yes, thank you.
So I mean, I think now that it's behind the Google brand, I think it'll have more visibility, and alongside with the other apps and their other tools, I think it's a great addition to the cadre of apps that they already have. So
yeah, wow. It's that's something else. Anyway, I can't imagine in the future we'll just be able to walk with your earpiece in and your glasses on and just be able to see everything in English and talk in English. But what does that do for what will that do for people learning other languages? And I mean, I don't know if that sort of breaks down barriers or creates barriers, because there is something to be said about being able to learn other cultures and learn other languages and immerse yourself in a culture and a language. Now we're creating an environment where we don't have to.
I mean, but that's technology, and it simplifies everything. But it also handicaps us, because if the technology breaks, then how do we communicate?
Yeah,
I don't have this app now, so I'm lost in the city, or I can't do business with you because I don't know what you're saying. And so, I mean, I think that's the fine line. That's the coin. Right. You have the good value, you have the bad value of it. So
wow, I mean, really interested to see where this technology is in 3 years from now. I mean, at this rate, this exponential rate, maybe in 2 years from now. I mean, I can't imagine.
Man,
CES 2016. We'll see.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
It is crazy. Okay, so moving on. Let's transition over to some fun stuff. I think a little bit. We have a writer for the next Star Wars. Right?
Yes.
Is that where we're at? Are we in the Bitcoin or are we in Star Wars?
We're on Star Wars, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all know, blah, blah, blah. Star Wars coming out, this year on the 15th. We're all freaked out and excited about it. And now my man we know about Gareth Edwards, who did Godzilla and who's an amazing director, set to do the next two, I think, right?
Yeah.
And now he's got
our brother Simon.
Simon,
I don't know anything about.
Kinberg. Good old Simon Kinberg. Well, actually, he did
exactly.
He's the same cat he's writing X-Men Apocalypse now. Not Apocalypse Now, but X-Men Apocalypse.
At the moment.
Currently, he's writing X-Men Apocalypse. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's the guy.
Hey.
I mean, I really we talked about Gareth before. Wait a minute, you didn't like Godzilla.
I didn't say I didn't like Godzilla.
Really? I thought
slow
you
down.
No. I thought you were on record by saying Godzilla was sorry.
Breaks. I thought that the hype and how you guys were talking about Godzilla, it's so amazing. No, I didn't have those reviews. I didn't think it was that crazy. Not at all.
Did you see it in 3D?
I don't remember, to be honest. I'm sure I did. If I went to see it in the theater, I saw it in 3D.
Atmos and Dolby, everything?
Yes.
And you were like, this is whack.
I mean, I don't know, man. Okay. What's the movie? It escapes me right now. That came out maybe 6 months before Godzilla, with Idris.
Pacific Rim.
I thought Pacific Rim was better than Godzilla.
Pacific Rim was amazing. especially in 3D. Like that's one. If you guys have not seen Pacific Rim in 3D, you should still do that. Like, I mean, I have it in 3D. I bought the 3D Blu-ray and I put the glasses on. I just watched it like 3 nights ago on 3D. Actually, that's a great movie. Anyway, so back to Godzilla, which I still like, and back to X-Men Apocalypse, which I'm looking forward to, and more importantly, back to the Star Wars. This is just news. We were here breaking Star Wars news. That's all I got. Any further comments on that?
I mean, I think that having him is an asset to the Star Wars brand. Like I think I don't know too much about Simon, but I mean. I'm sure that they picked a good guy to execute what they want to do in terms of the narrative. So it's good.
All right, let's shift gears here. Like, this is sort of one of my jobs to know this stuff, but I got to tell you, I don't understand. Could you please? I mean, I know Bitcoin is having a bunch of problems and going back and forth, but like, could you one last time break down Bitcoin for me?
I'll try to simplify it as much as I understand it. But to me, it's what I love about this show is that we always talk about, innovation. We talk about disruption tactics. And Bitcoin to me is exactly that. It's like Uber of the financial world. So typically, if you want to send money to someone, you have to go through a middleman. The middleman is a bank. Right. So the bank charges you a fee to send money. So Bitcoin...
Or Western Union, or
same thing.
Yeah,
but it's backed by a bank.
Sure.
So Bitcoin diminishes that middleman, and so you use the Bitcoins as a way to have that transfer go through.
Right.
And so essentially, it's done by cryptology. I think cryptography. All these high mathematical equations, and essentially it's to disrupt the financial institution of doing business traditionally. Like I shouldn't have to give a fee to send money to you.
Right.
I should be able to do it whenever I want. It's my money.
Right.
And so it's just a new system of doing things.
But the people at Bitcoin who have this proprietary software and all this proprietary algorithms for all this cryptography, like, again, how is that not hackable? How is that safe? How is that, like, I'm putting my money in this third-party organization that's a corporation, like someone hacks into Bitcoin. What happens?
What happens if someone hacks into Bank of America? Same thing. What happens?
Right.
What's the difference?
I guess the thought would be that in this day and age, well, not in this day and age, but just in general, we have, financial institutions that have been federally insured for, 200 years and blah, 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 blah. And
what happened to Wall Street about 3, 4, or 5 years ago?
Exactly. Then this is why the proliferation and growth of Bitcoin has come up. So that makes sense. But so right now, it was going crazy, and now it's kind of like, where is Bitcoin now in terms of in its worth and in public perception?
I mean, right now, like today, like it's not doing so well. Like it had a major decline in terms of, you had a lot of people pulling out.
Yeah.
And they lost a lot of money. I don't know the amount, if you could pull it up, how much they lost within the last 2 weeks, but I mean it's hundreds of millions.
Yeah, they've dropped from 350 million to about down to under 200. So we're talking
about 100 million in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's a huge decline.
150 million.
The article was saying that, I mean, in terms of currencies, you compared it to currencies around the world, it's probably one of the least valuable.
Well,
currencies.
Says, I mean, I don't know if this. It says even the Russian ruble,
right,
is a better investment than the Bitcoin, which is like, that is saying a lot, because
Yeah, I think in theory, I think the idea of Bitcoin could work. And one of the articles was making a comparison to the early years of the internet, how a lot of people were like, oh, this is not going to work. Like, why am I going to invest money into the internet? This is stupid. Like, when you had the first web browser, people weren't, like, you didn't have that many adopters. So it took time. Like, from 1991 to 2015, that's a 25 years of, like, development of the internet that we know today. There was no Google or Facebook in those early years. It was just like, hey, a few sites essentially,
right.
Or only one way to get online. And so the article was saying that where Bitcoin is now is kind of like in those early years of the internet. So give it time to develop, let the technology or let people adopt to the technology,
right.
And it'll be more useful or more functional. And so I kind of agree with that argument, because in theory, I think this is a disruption tactic that can work. Like, why should I have to go through a bank to do business with you? Why should I have to do that? Like,
right.
who made those rules? Why can't we disrupt that?
I mean, Like my man ELP from Run the Jewels says.
No.
Who really run this? Now, who really run that man who say they run
my
this?
gosh.
Now, who really fund this?
Oh my gosh.
Who fund that man who say they fund this? Something like that. Actually, I think that's Killer Mike who does that. Okay. Anyway, that's my birthday. Horrible rap. How many times can I'm gonna rap every week?
Man, and we're gonna lose followers every week
until I get it right, which will be never at my age. All right. Today on my birthday, one of my favorite directors has a new movie, and I'm freaking out about it. Blackhat, and I'm really, really excited about this movie. And it's very interesting timing of the movie, given what's happened with the Sony hack. This is basically a cyber crime / cyber terrorism movie about a black hat hackers who really black hat hackers are folks who really sort of hack into stuff for the prices for really mayhem's sake. There's no really rhyme or reason.
I just want to do what's great.
Yeah, just to see if they can do stuff. Like, let me see if I can hack and disrupt this whole system to see if I can do it. Right. Which is sort of the scariest type of hacker. So, and in the hacking community, this is like, they say that these type of hackers are really frowned upon, but they do exist, and this is real. And so Michael Mann, who I love, decided to really get into this world, and you got Chris Helmsworth. Here we go.
No, I just have to make a point. Like, when you talk about hackers, like, hackers now has and keep your point, but hackers now has a negative connotation to it. But the word hacker, when it first was adopted, was actually that you wanted to see if you could go into a computer program to see if it had any bugs or whatever, and if you could break it, that means that, hey, if you could break it, that means you could make it better. Right. And so it had a positive element to it, and so over time now it's had this negative element. But I think that's interesting that's what he's trying to do, like, just to see if I could shut it down. Yeah, because that's what hackers would do in the early days of programming software. So
yeah, well, the hacking community is large, and there's these giant like hacking conventions, and they're mostly positive, and there's these giant hacking conferences, and I mean, sort of hacking and coding culture it's a culture that Mark Zuckerberg came from, right? Like, these are the guys that should have sitting around and just sit in these crazy 24, 36-hour coding sessions on Mountain Dew and Adderall and just go crazy. Yeah. Even scarier though is you have. That's these guys in this country, but like when you think of places like China, or more importantly like Russia, there are a ton of like really, really crazily trained kids who are sort of jobless and sort of now who are sitting around and have nothing to do but to hack. So Russia is a really crazy hot spot, as is Asia, and as is not so much in India, but there's a lot of crazy hackers in India. And we're talking about 1 billion people in Russia. 1 billion people in China, 1 billion people in India, and a bunch of disfranchised folks in Russia. So I don't know. It is kind of a scary thought, internationally as to what, and we see what happened back in 2008 when we crashed here, our stock market crashed here, and what the ripple effect that had internationally. People have said that China is on some crazy bubble right now. This is a pulsating bubble.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
That's about, you were just there. So China's on a crazy pulsating bubble. That's when that bursts, it'll have ridiculous implications. Yeah, I'm bringing that only bringing all that up is because these are the type of cyber things that are very susceptible to a group of or 1 or 2 cyber terrorists getting in and doing something. So this is all very real. I'm very excited about this because I've liked pretty much almost everything Michael Mann's ever done, except for maybe Ali. I was kind of like,
what? Wow.
No, I loved it, but I'm just saying, just in terms of a Michael Mann movie, I was like, all right.
Comparatively speaking, yourself.
Yeah, get some performances, but it was kind of flat for me.
Not like a Godzilla.
No, it was Ali was no Godzilla. That's for sure. I know you're hilarious. You're very proud of yourself. No, but the thing that's bumming me out though is the reviews aren't so good on this one. The reviews, it's like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, the trailer is not selling it for me, brother.
Well, it's not. The trailer's not selling it, and apparently the movie's not good. Yeah. But the trailer is really, I know for a fact there's a lot of gunplay in the trailer, a lot of running around, a lot of Chris Helmsworth, like shirtless with a gun. I guarantee you that makes up probably, 1/100th of the movie.
Of course.
I bet there's probably one, and they make it seem like it's a big action thriller.
Right.
I'm still all in. Cause I just like to see. I like the world. I like the world Michael Mann creates. I like how where he puts the camera. I like how he sort of plots through things. I like it. So I don't know. Are you gonna see this? I'm gonna see it today.
I mean, oh wow!
I've been waiting for this for my birthday.
That's good. I definitely will see it. I don't know if I'm going to go today, but I mean, being a movie buff as both of us are, yeah, it's definitely something on the radar.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be entertaining. That's all I have to say.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, I've really been disappointed with Michael Mann stuff, and I really, the days of the movie hacker have just, the movie hacker is also one of my favorite tropes in general, since war games and and or the TV hacker. Like I said, I love the whole first firewall down, second firewall. I'm in Pentagon. like what? Like what did you just do?
I think it speaks to kind of like what we were kind of discussing a little earlier in terms of like our dependency on technology.
Yeah.
And a lot of our information, the world markets are all zeros and ones now. So the fact that a person or a cadre of people can go in and kill that off or change it or modify it, I think that is scary because I mean we're seeing that evolve in 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Like you said, Sony. Even there was something this week with the government stuff,
right.
like the military hack or whatever. So,
sure.
Like, I mean, we're gonna see more of that because of our dependency on computers and technology. Like, it's inevitable. It comes with the territory.
Absolutely. So I don't know. We will see. We'll see how that goes. But I'll give you my official review next week. I'll really very hopefully it's good.
I think I'm gonna hack and just download it.
Yeah, you're gonna illegally download Blackhat. You can't do that. Anyway, but that being said, Chris Helmsworth doesn't seem like the average hacker to me.
No, he doesn't.
Like a shirtless Chris Helmsworth running around with a gun, like I'm gonna hack you.
Hey, but what is the hacker? What is the stereotype of a hacker? I have to have glasses and just a lot of hair. Like,
I don't know. It is. It's my man Hugh Jackman in Swordfish with the 5 screens like in the leaning back. Like,
of course you have to get your acting on.
That is
you can't not act.
That's probably the most ridiculous hacking portrayal ever. Was Hugh Jackman in Swordfish? Yeah, with the 5 keyboards and the 5 screens. I'm almost in. That was ridiculous. Travolta with the hair. Anyway, that movie's bad.
That is hilarious.
I don't know. Swordfish. People like that movie though.
Hey, he has the hair.
Hey, yeah. Halle Berry was naked in that movie. I forgot about that.
Hey,
all right.
That's hackable.
That's hackable. All right, so moving on. Let's get to some video games and get out of here. This is for Alexis because she's not here. So, but Nintendo, which is her jam, the 3D 3D Nintendo thing. 3DS. I'm sorry. The 3DS, the new modulated. What do you call it? Customizable. Thank you.
Okay.
The customizable 3DS is something that was really highly anticipated here, and it is not going to be in this country now.
Damn.
It's only going to be. It's only going to be.
I'm so disappointed.
In Japan, it's coming. It's late.
What will we do? Oh no!
Again, this is a story of fool for Alexis because I'm not a 3DO guy. Are you a 3DS guy? Are you a 3DS guy?
Get that out of here.
Okay, next story.
Nintendo.
Are you? Oh, I gotta.
Man, yeah, I have a bone to pick with you, brother.
Uh-oh.
I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh yeah, because did something happen?
This guy over here, for our listeners out there, I'm not the biggest video gamer on the show, but this guy recommended to my girl to buy, Xbox One for my birthday. And so, yeah, I got an Xbox One.
You got it.
I did get it, man. And now that means I'm not going to be, producing videos and getting work done because I'm going to be playing Call of Duty.
Good.
Because of you.
Yeah, well, you got it. Yeah, that was, I will say, like, she asked me if that was a good gift, and I was like, hell yeah.
Hell no.
Mainly because I got an Xbox One, so now I don't want to be the lone guy by myself playing Call of Duty.
All right,
so we can get some Destiny, some Call of Duty. You got it. I'm happy.
Yeah, I got it.
Is it still in the box?
No, I actually was playing it last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
What games you get? What games you get?
Oh, man. Now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, my God.
Destiny? Call of Duty?
No.
Titan AE?
No.
Halo?
Oh, my goodness.
Forza?
No, what's the I'm really tripping.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm sorry, listeners. What's the game that 1700s? Oh my goodness.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Yes, Assassin's Creed. I really drew a blank. Assassin's Creed.
I don't play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I have Assassin's Creed and I have I think Dance.
Dance.
Yeah, dance game.
Okay, so you that's you. I got to set the GoPro at the crib. Because actually the Connect will connect that.
Yeah.
We can conference call now through Connect too.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Yeah, we can do that too. Well, we'll talk about off air, but that's good. I'm glad you have the Xbox One. It's a good thing.
So we can conference call doing business on my Xbox. Oh, okay.
Yes,
excellent.
Anyway, there's a lot of things we can do. Okay, I think that's it.
She didn't get me the Nintendo.
She did not get you the Nintendo. I think that there's like one last thing. Guardians of the Galaxy 8-bit cinema.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for those of you who don't like it, those who know about 8-bit cinema, it's a thing that Cineflix does, and it does like all these movies and does it in old school 8-bit graphics. Are always funny. They're always great. New Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is up now, so you can peep it out.
Yeah, I think this is kind of dope.
Yeah, I like it all. It's all. They're always funny. They're always good, especially for old guys like me. I think that's it.
Hey, there it is.
That's all I got.
There it is, man.
Anything else from you?
No, man. I think.
Any birthdays? What might open the door? There's gonna be 5 strippers out there.
It might be. It might
popping
be.
out of a cake.
I have to say,
Phila's gonna pop out of a cake.
I have to say that I'm tremendously disappointed about the Oscar nominations.
Oh, okay.
And I was definitely a proponent and an advocate for Selma. I thought it was an excellent movie, not because it was just a black movie, but I thought it was just an excellent movie. How it was shot, everything, the acting, the casting.
So Ava snubbed.
Yeah.
David Oyelowo snubbed.
Yeah. So I'm a little disappointed about that, and I only bring that up because it kind of generated a lot of noise on Twitter as to why they were snubbed, and so I just want to say that I'm kind of disappointed.
Okay, yeah. I would say me too.
Yeah,
I'd say me too. I mean, I don't know, especially in the best actor category. I mean, it's a tough category with Bradley Cooper and Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, one for me too. Wow.
Oh, it's both of our birthdays.
Oh wow! Thank you so much. Thank you.
Goats. Oh, thanks, Marissa. Thanks, Lo.
I got the Batman on mine.
Oh, wow.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Is that Phil singing again?
Man, I hope not. I hope not.
Happy birthday.
Wow, Phil, you have a great vibrato. Look at your vibrato, bro.
Phil.
I
Get it.
love you, Hef. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You're 80, but you act
Oh,
like you're 20.
I'm 80.
You look like you're 40. You're hot. Love you.
That's
Happy
me.
birthday.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, and that music at the end, that was excellent.
That was lovely. Well, this is good. It's my favorite flavor too.
Make a wish, bro.
All right. Where did it go? I did it. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. That was wonderful.
Goats is in the building.
Goats in the building. I think that does it for us from Geek.Nerd Tech. Akili, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Akili Shine. And what about you, my brother?
Twitter and Instagram at Joe K. Braswell. Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for streaming live and watching us on YouTube. Thanks for checking us out on iTunes and downloading us on iTunes and on the BHL site. We'll be back next week with a review of Blackhat and some other things. Happy birthday to us. I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay. I mean, somehow.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.